This is huge for the Boston Celtics as we have some more insight on Lonnie Walker IV. As he said in Media Day, he wants to work off that Exhibit 10-day contract and get himself a standardized deal. And this man is not lying. He was already seen in the gym after Media Day working out. So will he fit the roster? Will he be with Brad Stevens and Joe Mazzulla as that 15th guy this season? And if he is, where will he fit? We'll be diving into all of that and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Velez, and you guys have been absolutely fantastic showing your love and support over on the channel recently, and we absolutely appreciate it, all the love you guys have been giving us. So without further ado, let's dive into the video at hand. Make sure to grab a snack. And like I said in the introduction, we're going to be going over Lonnie Walker as he wants to compete and came into this media day hungry. And Celtics fans should be ecstatic to hear that. Now, Lonnie Walker is a player who Celtics fans have wanted over the last couple of seasons, but just haven't been able to secure him. But finally, the deed has been done, and he has been brought in on an Exhibit 10-day deal, heading to training camp, looking to work himself to a full standardized contract. If we want to look at the training camp roster here, it has been leaked. This is the full roster of everybody that will be heading into Celtics training camp, which did start today as they gear up for their preseason, which starts off in Abu Dhabi versus the Denver Nuggets. Now, this roster has constructed a 14 standardized contract, some exhibit 10 days as well with Ron Harper Jr., Lonnie Walker, Tristan Nwora, an abundance of other names. And then it has the two-way contracts, players like J.D. Davidson, Drew Peterson, Anton Watson, who we also got to hear the names and legs of yesterday at Media Day. Then we're going to dive in and look more at Lonnie Walker in depth as we look at some stuff revolving around him. First, I would like to let you guys know that Lonnie Walker, for people that do care and want to know, will be wearing number 12 for the Boston Celtics. And this was reported from Gary Washburn, which I think is absolutely fantastic and something that needed to be known. His number 8 will not be worn with this Boston Celtics team. He will be wearing number 12. Now, we're talking about Lonnie Walker and how he wants to fight for this team and kind of find a spot. We have a quote here from Eric Slater where Lonnie Walker was on the desk with Caleb Burton, Eddie House, and Mark D'Amico, where he said that it's bittersweet to say the least on signing with the Celtics. He's not where he wants to be as far as guaranteed contracts and being part of a team and finding a home. But to be part of a championship organization and understanding that sooner or later his preparation will meet the opportunity, he's mentally and physically prepared for that moment. So he's already locked in, ready to kind of work himself to that contract and fight for his stay in Boston. He also had to say this as well on the desk, where he brought up several times, and I mean several times, that his contract was not guaranteed on NBC Sports Boston. Kept saying and repeating that he's on the Exhibit 10. I'm on the Exhibit 10. So I've really just been coming to work in the morning and coming back at night, sticking to my routine day to day, pounding the rock, and not trying to skip steps. And this was parenthesized as Noah Dalzell broke down for us here. If you want to go watch the full in-depth videos, you can go find them on Twitter at NBC Sports Boston. They're around a minute long for you guys there. And I'll be real with you guys, Lonnie is not lying. This man is putting in that work because let's look at this clip of Lonnie Walker right after Media Day, folks, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Lonnie Walker was in the gym, working on his craft, working on his grind, like he had stated with NBC Sports Boston, fighting for that roster spot. He's already mentally and physically locked in. Working out on media day the day before training camp, before practice starts to get those extra reps is something that you love to see, especially from a player who is worthy of an NBA contract and is deserving of an NBA spot. Like I've said, with this new CBA, some of these players in this middle ground, like players like Lonnie Walker, O'Shea Brissett, Markel Fultz, players who really haven't transcended or been able to unlock their true young potential on a contending team or a team to find and really buy into their future as a long-term staple. It's kind of hard for these players to ensure themselves long-term deals with this new CBA, and that's where they've kind of run into some dilemmas. Now, if we want to look at Lonnie Walker's stats, so far in his NBA career. We could see last season he averaged around 9.7 points, 2.2 rebounds, and 1.3 assists on 42% shooting from the field, and his career best of 38% shooting from 3-point range. Let's not forget that Lonnie Walker is also only 25 years old of age, a very young player, and shot 45% on his corner threes. I think that if he is to be able to be brought into this Celtics system, he can be utilized as a wing slash score at that 2 to 3 position, and I think he could really unlock his true potential with this team. We've seen him get better as a scorer from San Antonio all the way to LA, then all the way to Brooklyn, and now over possibly to Boston, where he can translate and fit in as a 3-point scorer for this team. Lonnie Walker also had some stuff to say on what he could work on and what he could bring for this Celtics team. And I think that is key for Celtics fans in understanding what type of role Lonnie would bring.
Second unit guy, microwave scorer. I can obviously score in, a plethora of different ways, but in order for me to even get a few minutes or, earn my minutes, it's going to come from the defensive side. So doing the little things, defensive rebound, offensive rebound, defense, and just bringing that energy consistently.
Now that video clip is courtesy of my boy Nick NBA. But as you guys can see, Lonnie Walker really wants to work on that defensive side of the ball and really maximizing his true potential on that side of the ball to know that he can get that offensive opportunity. He understands it comes with working on the defensive side of the ball, being that hard worker, fighting for loose balls, and being that guy that is really going to unlock himself as a competitor for this Celtics team to really earn his true spot with this Celtics team. And I think that he can be able to do that for sure. Ultimately, I'm very, very excited to see what Lonnie Walker can bring with this team. Lastly, we're going to look at one last quote from a former teammate, a previous teammate of Lonnie Walker, who's now a teammate with him this time on the Boston Celtics, and that is Derrick White, ladies and gentlemen. Derrick White had this to say about Lonnie Walker, courtesy of Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens says he's a guy who's very excited to be here. I think his relationship with Derrick has worked out with a lot. Has worked with Jrue a lot, and I think there was an eagerness to be around those guys and to try a new situation. Obviously, he's got a lot of talent. We saw how it fits out and how it plays out itself. But ultimately, what I can kind of understand from this courtesy of Jack Simone. Thank you, Jack, for getting all these fantastic quotes the other day. But like I was saying, I think players like Lonnie Walker are going to see that hard work and transgression that Derrick White has put in from the Spurs over to the Boston Celtics, and he's going to use him as a mentor. Jrue Holiday, as well as that defensive guard, is going to use him as a mentor. And I really think that we're going to see a guy in Lonnie Walker studying both of these types of players and how they work, how their game style, and how their gameplay is effective in training camp to add those tools to his bag. And if he is brought onto this roster as this 15th guy, I think he can make a major impact for this team. So let me know what you guys think about Lonnie Walker down below in the comment section. How are you guys feeling about him? Do you guys think he could be on this team? Let me know, because that's going to get to our next part, which will be, will he make the final roster, and kind of going into my predictions. Ultimately, I'm going to say yes. I think that he is going to make this final roster. I've kind of said it from the beginning. I think it would be a boneheaded move if the Celtics don't bring him in. I know that they might want to keep a roster spot open. That might be Brad Stevens' forte of handling his rosters. But if you get the option to bring out Lonnie Walker on a veteran minimum contract, even at an exhibit 10-day deal to just try him out in training camp, this is a no-brainer. He is a NBA-worthy-esque talent. He still, like I said, is young. He's still under 26. He can still be a talent that can grow with you and mature and kind of develop and be just a piece that can grow on that second unit. He understands he's coming into a second unit. He has to help out that second unit, and that's all he wants to do. Earn himself a spot to compete in the NBA so he can showcase his skill set. And I think that's the best thing the Celtics can do to gift Lonnie Walker. Now, if Walker was to be brought onto this team, he used to have a fantastic training camp, really showcase himself on the defensive side, be able to hit around 37% to 40% from the 3-point range clip, and showing himself that he could be a scorer, playmaker, and defender. He is definitely going to earn himself a spot on this team. Now, if he's not going to earn himself a spot on this team, it might not necessarily be a guaranteed spot on the team to play guaranteed minutes every single night, but it will be a spot to ensure to work to get those minutes. I think he'd be competing alongside the likes of Jaden Springer in that similar role. And with Lonnie Walker being on a veteran minimum contract, it may help himself in securing himself long term, but who ultimately knows? I think that Lonnie Walker is definitely deserving of an NBA shot. I think that the Celtics are one of the better teams that can give him that opportunity. He looks hungry. He looks bought into Boston from his Instagram pictures to how he is at media day. He seems like he likes the city. He wants to explore the city. He wants to be a part of this culture. And I think the Celtics are going to bring him with opening arms after they see him excel at training camp. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. How do you guys feel? Where do you think Lonnie Walker fits in with this team? Do you think he's going to make the squad, or do you think he'll be in Maine or with another team? Drop down your thoughts down below. I'm really hoping he's in Boston. Once again, really appreciate all your guys' support on the channel. You guys have been absolutely killing it, showing your love and support. And with Media Day happening yesterday and with the season ramping up now, we are less than a month away to season start. It is going to get hectic over here on Celtics Digest with an abundance of news. We still have stuff coming out for Media Day that we still haven't broken down that we're going to have to be getting to you guys over the next couple of weeks. The live streams are going to be starting up soon. Once the season starts getting back up again, we're going to have the shorts coming out with 15 Celtics in 15 days, going over each individual player. So like I said, if you want to make sure you stay up to date, stay tuned, get all the details on every single thing about this Boston Celtics team. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned as we push for our goal of 6,000 subscribers by the start of the season. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. I'm Bruce Veliz. Have a great rest of your day, and go Boston Celtics. Peace out, everybody.